Yeah, let's do it.
Welcome to the Brown Bricks podcast. The most amount of fun you can have while listening to a podcast.
If you're a cool person, that
is this 99? Are we on 99?
We are at 99.
Ooh,
next week will be 1 hundo. Big hundo. How's it feel?
Is that right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Wow.
I know. Isn't that crazy? Think about all the great times we had.
No, it's purely addition. It's not that crazy.
It's just entropy, bro.
Email
the Brown
us.
Bricks
It was
podcast
bound
was
to happen.
always destined to reach 100 episodes.
Email us at brownbrickspodcast@gmail.com if you want us to stop.
And we'll
Or
do
if
it.
you have a funny little thing you might want to tell us about your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might sound something like that.
And then we'll share
Tell
it.
us if you're planning on getting arrested on Tuesday,
Yeah.
just like the former president, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
You're going to join him in his martyrdom as he gets dragged away by the New York authorities.
Let's all go to Mar-a-Lago and be like, no, I'm Donald Trump.
Yeah. No, we should dress up like
I'm
him.
Donald Trump.
And then pretend to be him. And then try to Looney Tunes chase people around.
Big old Spartacus moment for us.
And if you send us an email, you might sound a little something like this.
Do we get an email?
I love Nostalgia Critic. Always been a fan, and he has done some great things for donating to countless charity foundations. You are a great guy, Doug. They did the wrong version of your, so.
Oh, so they lose.
What?
They
Yeah,
lose.
so they lose. You lose.
You're
this battle.
not right.
YouTube comment.
We should have never uploaded that Nostalgia Critic shirt.
Yeah, there are a lot of things.
People really did not like that. We just lied about them blatantly.
No, I'm glad everyone in the comments has a brain and is defending Doug, and the Oni Plays jokes are good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's they're poning us.
Should we go after the Oni Plays guys?
No.
That's a bad idea.
We're ripping off one of their jokes with their title.
Yeah, if we want to...
Sorry, I'm not an Oni Plays
If
watcher.
we want to do...
I was at the time. That's why I do think.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're called, the Brown Bricks
I'm
Podcast.
sure we've talked about it before, but for those who maybe haven't listened to every episode, I just made a Minecraft server called Brown Brick Server because we were playing Minecraft at the time, and they're like, let's do a podcast. Like, what do we call it? We're like, we'll make Brown Bricks.
Yeah.
And it was a WoW guild, too, or Brown Bricks.
And I think it was...
We realized we couldn't start our own guild.
I believe what really started it was like, I'd seen the Angry Video Game stuff before, but I never saw that Mike Matei video. And like, in like a Tasia's party, you were like, check this out. And you showed it, and I like had a transcendent time laughing. Like everyone else was like, this is pretty funny. And like, I think I like lost...
It's an internet joke we greatly enjoy.
Yeah, and I lost my fucking mind. And so from that day forward, I think we were all like, hell yeah, Brown Bricks. And now we're here.
And
So
now
sorry.
started at the
So
bottom.
sorry.
I very slightly ripped off Oni Plays with that one.
Yeah, and
They joke about it often.
yeah, no, it's but yeah, they're not big fans of us. The YouTube commenters, many things on this podcast.
Okay, if I had to pick anybody to not like me, it would be people who comment on YouTube videos. They're the worst. They're the worst kind
I
of
want
people.
them to like me. I want them to love me.
I don't want them to like me. I want them to not think I'm like a raging.
I have a
piece of shit.
desperate need to be validated.
By YouTube
that's
comments?
surprising.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
new
no.
to me. I didn't know that.
Well, you just don't seek it out, and then you can never not get it. But with the podcast,
We are
with the podcast,
We're throwing
I-
something
you
out
can
there.
you can not get something you don't seek out.
what's that?
You cannot get something that you don't seek out.
All right, I've lost the thread.
on
Well,
one
you
of
said
our-
you can never. You said you don't seek out validation, so it doesn't matter that you don't
I'm
get it.
saying-
It's like a Chinese rule.
I am only
It's
lit.
like you
I'm,
cannot get
I'm
something.
only
that you
let
don't-
down by lack of validation if it's something
If you're trying, to
I want
get it.
validation on. But
Okay.
if I just sit there, I'm like,
That's
fuck
fair.
off.
I think it's very easy to be cynical as a YouTube commenter because you don't like create anything. But I think like
Are we
this
gonna
is-
are we
no.
gonna pull the creator angle?
No,
here?
I'm saying
Let's-
that like
all right, let's
I'm saying that what
fucking
you're
No,
hold our
I'm saying that
horses.
what you're experiencing is you're putting something out into the world, and then you're like, will people will judge us? And I feel like there's There's
I
a
just
sense.
think Dark Doug is really funny
Yeah.
when we did that bit, and I'm upset that people are more concerned with Nostalgia Critic's feelings than my awesome.
Yeah, whatever. What does he do now? Does he still make videos?
Yeah, no, he's chugging along.
I
doing the
don't
same
watch.
thing?
I have no problem with the Nostalgia Critic.
We have to put this out as an apology. We have to say, I'm sorry, Doug.
I just thought it was funny to say he was in Epstein's book.
Yeah, but we have to pretend like we're putting out an apology because he sued us, and he's like, "You better not fucking leak
let's
this
start
shit
up
to the
some real
public."
Please,
drama.
Doug, do not start legal action with us. I was just being edgy, I swear.
Doug has powerful friends. He has powerful friends that are going to take us down.
That he harasses in the workplace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some guy showed up to your guys' place of work with like an ear of one of your guys' loved ones, and he just said, "Yeah, think about it next time you start talking about Dark Doug."
He had an ear of corn and he was munching on it like
Yeah.
like an animal.
I was like, that guy could fuck us up. Like, he
That
fucked up
guy
that
could
corn.
eat that corn real good.
Oh, he
Was it
did.
raw
He's
corn? I
like
didn't see
he's like
this.
cleaning
It's
it.
raw
Yeah, he's like
corn.
shoving it through his teeth like a harmonica.
Yeah.
and all the corn kernels are coming off.
And like afterwards, you think he's done with all the corns that he brought, and then like you turn to him and you're like, "You can't eat in here," and he turns around and he has a bunch of corn in his pockets, but like the individual corns, and he's eating on that too, and you're like, "Oh wait,
How
I'm
does
still in
raw
danger."
corn taste?
Fine."
Probably bad.
Probably tastes fine.
Oh, you mean like raw
Like
corn,
uncooked.
not like
off
yeah,
the,
off the
cooked.
straight uncooked.
that you can, I don't think you can eat it.
Yeah, I think it's
No.
I
probably
mean, you
pretty
could
rough.
chew on it. It's hard.
Yeah, it is
really hard.
That's like the stuff that you pop.
Yeah.
So-
No.
You can pop corn that looks like that, but it's the same like look, or it's the same like feel as like
I think that's right.
kernels of popcorn. So if you like kernels of popcorn, you'll love unpopped corn.
I'm the general of popcorn.
It's been a while since I've eaten a corn cob. I kind of liked it when I was younger.
Yeah, it has been a hot minute.
It's like nice and sweet, but it's also like a little bit salty.
I
Put salt
need
and
it.
butter on
I need it with butter.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Of course, I'm a guy who eats.
I never have.
But
like,
I see
a crate.
I see people just eat cooked corn on butter.
No,
And it's like I see why you might like that. It's not for me.
I'm okay with creamed corn,
Ugh.
and you have to have like mashed potatoes with creamed.
I
corn.
actually really like.
or some kind of meat.
I actually really like just like steamed
Fake
vegetables.
Midwesterner.
Any like sort of steam. So like green beans, corn,
I like green beans.
broccoli, anything
good
where it's
pod.
just you
Let's talk about
steam
this.
it, and then you're like, that's it. Like no
Dude, I
salt,
fucking
no
hate
nothing.
Green beans. Green beans are nasty.
Green beans are great.
I'm a green bean fan. I don't like a green bean casserole though. I like
Yeah.
like a side of green beans, a side of asparagus. Fuck that up.
Casserole.
They make
in
'em too
general.
salty.
I don't know.
They make green beans too salty these days.
Brussels sprouts,
Big
get them nice and browned with some salt on them.
I don't hate a Brussels sprout, but I'm not a big fan either.
Yeah.
Well, you're a fool.
There's
but it's
too
okay.
much to a Brussels sprout. You gotta like take it in bites, and I don't like that. I kind of want to just pop it all in at once.
I mean, you
I just
cut it
don't
in
like how
half
it
when you
tastes.
cook it.
Yeah. I just don't like how they taste. I just don't
true.
one of the vegetables that just does not gel well with me.
They're one of those vegetables that you can make real and healthy for you, though, pretty easily.
Yeah.
There's so many
That
vegetables that people
artichoke,
do that.
the way
Yeah.
people eat artichoke, where they just like have the leaves and dunk the tip in butter. So
I do
they can
hate
eat the
that.
top
when
bit. I love an artichoke.
You're eating
though.
something unhealthy, but you see there's vegetables like eventually that you can get in like a buffet or whatever. Then you go to the vegetables in the buffet and it's like the most disgustingly oily and like salty thing. And you're
Bitch,
like,
if you were
what?
trying to get a balanced
what I
meal at a
want.
buffet, like I'm sorry, but like I'm there. I'm going to buffets. I'm finding their highest price menu or item, like most valuable
Yeah, getting the
item, and I'm
buffet
filling up on
steak.
that.
and you're putting
I'm
like the
fucking-
strip steak.
I'm gaming
in your
it. I'm
pocket.
gaming
Yeah.
it for sure. I'm not getting any fucking starch at a buffet. If you do, you're a dumbass.
They-
I'm fucking. If they have like. It's some of the Vegas ones. They got crab, you know.
Ooh.
I'm eating just the crab. I'm eating just the shrimp.
I do like the idea of like you
Yeah.
see like 8 crabs on your plate and like the casino owner is gonna like go and kick you out. It's like he's gaming the buffet. We can't let him keep doing this.
He paid.
He's gonna run us out of crab. Yeah.
Yeah, they do eventually cut you off at a buffet, though.
I think
You
it's
have to be
more.
a really
I think
sad
it's more of a
person.
time thing. If
Yeah.
you've been there for hours,
You'd have to be
I don't
really
think if you can genuinely. I mean, you can't like put a ridiculous amount of food on your plate at once. So say,
Yeah.
sir, why don't you start with that?
Yeah. Well, also it's
Why
like
does your bitch
imagine
sit
imagine
right down and
being
eat
a
that?
Why don't we see if you
Sir.
can fucking handle it before you put another fucking crab leg
Sir,
on
I
it.
don't want to have to
But if
pump your
I'm
stomach.
at a steady rate putting crab legs down my mouth, again up and again more, like you better not fucking tell me to stop if I haven't been there that long.
There's
Yeah,
probably
That's
some fine print.
this is a buffet.
There's probably
Yeah.
some fine print in
No,
there.
fuck
the
no.
social-
I'm throwing a fucking fit.
That's the
I'm throwing
social
an
contract.
absolute fucking fit. If I'm cleaning my plate
Yeah.
and I'm just eating a lot of crab legs or the steak, whatever, fuck off. I'm allowed to.
There was a kid today. I was thinking about this. Kid tantrums are like they're not like they don't like verbalize anything. They just scream and cry.
Yeah.
Like you should do that at the buffet. Like if they're like, "Sir, you can't have any more crab legs."
Sure,
You go,
please sample the other items.
No, if that happens, I'm channeling like my like inner middle-aged man,
Yeah.
Just grouch. I'm being like, why? It's a buffet.
Yeah,
The whole point is it's all you can eat. Why?
Your clothes slowly turn into like cargo shorts.
I don't care
and,
what
like,
your
belted.
policy says. You should have a sign that says that. If I go somewhere and there's a sign telling me the rules,
I'll
that are
follow.
limiting me, I'll follow them. But I'll also look for the loophole.
Yeah. Well, like
At
I
a
feel like
buffet, it's the whole point is to eat a lot.
well, they don't show you the rules, so you can't find the loopholes. It's like YouTube, where it's like how long
You can't just tell me there's rules if there wasn't a sign. It's not fair.
Gotta have a
Not
sign. God damn it!
You gotta have.
I'm an
a sign.
American. I
Yeah.
That's
read
why.
signs.
That's why we have the no loitering sign for on slow weekdays when people are down there just playing their free games, not getting drinks. Then I can tell them to go, and I'm
Yeah.
like, "There's a sign when you walked in, and there's a sign up at the bar.
Yeah.
So now you gotta go. You gotta have the
Yeah,
sign.
I don't think a lot of people know what loitering means, though.
No, they don't.
Who doesn't know what loitering means?
I mean,
a
there's
lot
a
of
little
people-
explanation below. It's like just buy a drink. Just if you go to a bar, you got to get a drink. Unless you're like the DD, right? Like we'll cut some slack.
I'd
But if you're a
feel-
giant group of people all not getting drinks,
Yeah.
I'd feel bad about kicking out a guy who doesn't know what loitering means, because it probably means that he doesn't like read.
Well, you would feel bad about that.
Well, because it's
You
like,
wouldn't feel bad about kicking him out. You'd feel bad that he doesn't know how to read.
I'd feel bad that his vocabulary probably extends to like three syllables.
now you've taught him a new word, and he should feel grateful.
you should feel good.
He gets a big smile on his face. He's like, "I learned a new word today."
Oh my-
Yeah.
You're
Loitering.
gonna play out a little like who's Anne Frank's teacher fantasy?
What?
You're teaching who was Anne Frank's
What?
teacher who like taught her to speak?
Huh?
Me.
Anne Frank? Are you talking
Or
about?
not Anne
Helen
Frank.
Keller?
Helen Keller.
And Frank,
Sorry.
she was still getting lessons. while she was
Not
in that
Anne Frank.
fucking attic.
Bro, sorry. I
love the idea.
I hit a weed vape a little bit before I woke up, or when I woke up.
And that makes you mix up Anne Frank and Helen Keller.
Yeah.
Okay.
They did exist. At
Just
the
you just had
exact
Helen
same
Keller on the
time.
mind.
I know very few famous women. You know.
Yeah, and the ones I do know are helpless
Yeah,
girls.
let's do that.
Who's that lady who taught Rosa Parks to speak? She was
Yeah.
blind and deaf.
Who's that lady that was teaching Rosa Parks on the bus?
Anne Frank teaching Rosa
I'm pretty
Parks.
sure it was fucking Robin Williams and Drag that did that.
Yeah.
That's not correct.
That's not
Yeah.
the
You're
same
thinking
thing.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire goes
that-
into the attic to
That
tell
really
Anne
seems
Frank.
like the same thing to me.
Yeah.
And then Mrs. Doubtfire has to have a wacky hijinks with the Nazis to get her to not. But that, at the very end, it like lines up historically, so Anne Frank does get taken away. So
Well,
Mrs. Doubtfire.
I don't think I'm getting my joke. I think as soon as I said Anne Frank, I think my joke.
Oh
was
yeah,
gone.
it was out of your hands. You. So what was your really funny thing you were gonna say?
I don't remember who Helen Keller's teacher was.
I
but-
don't know
Oh,
about
And we're
I-
so
one
and we're
fucking
so
commie
far
bitch.
from what inspired me to say it. That commie bitch. You think another Ayn Rand's anti-commie?
no, it was the Helen Keller's probably not real, and a big part of that is like
I've heard that.
is like she was like this chick who like 5 different teachers were like she's literally unteachable, and then this one teacher came to him and then was like, "Hey, listen, your daughter like can only speak to me through my palm, and it's awesome and it's really cool, but she also has the same political beliefs that I do." And there's this one really good speech where like Helen Keller does her little like does a little tippity tap on her hands, and she's like, the injustices of the world is not blindness, but it is capitalism and the inability to spread wealth amongst our peers. And then everyone cheers, and I was like, oh, this is a
Helen
fucking
Keller.
lie.
I gotta find myself a blind deaf girl to inspire people with politics.
I mean, I respect the hustle.
Yeah,
right?
no, I respect the hustle.
You probably had
If
to
that's
like
real,
wipe her ass, and then she did not know. You see that picture of her shaking the hand with the
Bitch,
president?
I did not pay attention in class,
didn't-
right? I don't
They
know
didn't
anything
teach you
about
this
Helen
in
Keller.
class.
So Helen Keller was a real person, but she probably didn't know how to speak or say nothing.
Yeah, no, she was probably
she was a real
living.
lady.
She was just like, I don't know what's going on, and then like the one person.
Imagine that kind of like that. You're like a slug. You're like a slug.
I mean, you're blind and deaf. Like,
awful.
what the fuck do you think it is?
No, I bet it's kind of cool.
Blind and deaf? No.
I wish I was blind and deaf.
Well, you don't
Yeah,
know
that's-
nothing. You don't
you're
know
dead.
any better.
That means you're just dead. Basically.
But you know how like it heightens your like they can hear really well when they're blind or see really well when they're deaf. If
They
you're
smell
both,
really well.
like who knows what dimensions that opens you up to?
Let's see, smell.
You smell and taste
Touch.
real good.
Yeah, your taste.
You love food. You
Oh,
love
yeah.
eating anything.
Helen
Yeah,
Keller, she'd fucking put down a
Helen
fucking-
Keller
a
is-
buffet. Helen Keller in
dude.
a buffet. Oh,
and they won't
Why
say
wasn't
put
she
that
fat
back
as
down.
shit?
yeah, people are bring her communist caretaker bring her food, and she's like, they're not gonna say no.
Yeah, no, they're not going to.
This is Helen Keller.
lie.
Sorry, man.
She asked for another
we have
plate
a
of crab.
sign.
Yeah.
We have a sign here that says against the rules. It's like she can't see the sign,
Yeah, she's blind and deaf.
but you're bringing her the food.
I like that where it's
She
like
asked me for another fucking full plate of crab legs, you bitch.
Helen Keller. Now that I really zoom out on that, she really is just like me when I'm like way too high. Where it's like you can put down a thing of food,
What? No,
but you have
that's
no.
not accurate.
Huh?
Yeah, that's it. That's
What?
it. Where you have no
You're
spatial
Helen
awareness.
Keller when you're really high. She was blind and deaf. You can see, fucker.
Yeah, but
And you
you know,
can
like
hear.
you can't. I interface about as well as she did.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Where you just gotta sit there and like look at.
You're
people.
about as useful.
Yeah, I'm about as useful to the world as Helen Keller.
I gotta create a hand language with you for when you're high, so you can communicate to me. Be
I'm
like,
sitting there. He's like, "Is your friend okay? Did he have like a stroke?"
Jack
He's like,
wants
"No."
another shot of Rumplemans. He says.
No
And you just take it on the sly.
water. Wah.
When he says water, he means Rumplemans.
They look very similar.
That's how people got me in the St. Patty's Day.
Yeah? Did you go get fucked up?
You get fucked up at St. Patty's. You do something.
Oh yeah, I got real fucked up at St. Patty's.
We had to work. And it
I know.
sucked.
We all came and laughed at you. You guys didn't see us, but
Oh wow.
Wow, who's we all?
You guys skipped the cover?
oh yeah, no, we snuck in under the dead of night. And no, we
Facts.
weren't actually there. We just went to.
No, I
Oh,
know.
Yeah,
I know
you're lying. It's okay.
Yeah, we went to the place. I was trying to be as I was trying to. I was gonna do a joke with like capital, but I couldn't come up with like a.
Let's do
joke
that
there.
one game where you gotta name 3 women you admire in that aren't famous,
Fuck.
No, I refuse.
that aren't your mother.
Well, it's not that I like refuse. It's just that. Not even that. I don't even get the.
I would-
bingo gimme.
I
of my
would
mom.
try if I was not on mic right now with something we're gonna post on there.
Yeah.
So you're admitting you lose already.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Well, how? Can I name 3 that
I would
hate?
struggle to name 3 men who I admire who aren't famous too. I'll say that.
Sure.
Oh, that's easy.
I would actually probably struggle
That aren't your
harder with
parents
that.
at all, or your relatives. Let's do that as well.
That's fine. I have a lot of coaches that help me.
But no,
in
I'm
my
not
life.
doing it already. I said.
Yeah, it's like it's also like we name people that we admire in our life.
Yeah,
like
it's
let's dox the shit out of them.
People don't know.
Yeah,
Fair.
remember our math teacher guys?
Yeah.
You know what they might know about though.
What might they not know about?
Let's see. Wait, Business Insider publishes a diary entry.
Jack has a note he doesn't know about.
Oh, this one says,
This
yeah, no.
creepypasta.
Sometimes I put a very broad thing in there, so I'm just like, what's that all about? And then I forget it, and then I open it up, and then I read the title. I'm like, okay. This one says, I'm an NYU student who studied abroad in Florence. I hated every aspect of my semester abroad. And she was talking about how like the Floridian people are really mean because no one like asked her to come out and like hang out.
The Florentians?
The Florentians. She was like just
Florentines, actually, I believe that's the proper term.
yeah. She was like,
Is that
oh,
what you call Floridians?
I assume
People from Florence.
I imagine fun potluck dinners with my roommates, summer flings with people who'd call me Bella, gelato that dripped down my fingers in heat.
Wow, this bitch sounds gay.
But like the main crux of this article is that she didn't speak Italian. So she went there and she was just kind of expecting people to be like chill with her. And so there's a lot of shit where she was like, I didn't speak it well. And like, it was just kind of like little annoying things. And she's like, and then Business Insider was like, damn, your trip where you didn't speak Italian and didn't have that much fun doing foreign exchange. Yeah, we should publish an article about that.
For starters, living with 7 people was not easy.
I would love to go to study abroad in Italy. That'd be tight.
No, that'd be
I just love
amazing.
being in Italy.
Italy's cool. I'm going in May, I believe.
You're gonna die.
What are you doing there in May? Just vacation?
We're doing a backwoods like hike, so we're going on a bunch of different like cool hiking trails.
That's tight.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, I'm excited.
No, yeah. I mean, like, if this lady couldn't enjoy living in Italy just on its own merits,
I don't know,
you're
bro.
doing it wrong.
If you're a student, like,
go to class.
yeah, you do your own class. I get it that it wouldn't be fun. But it's also like you jumped into it.
Yeah, and I also
travel is just not for everyone. People glorify the idea of travel, but like
some people are just like homebodies. But it's also something where
the idea of like doing a whole semester, like that's just not for everyone.
I hate the fact that was like article worthy to them.
Yeah, it's not an article. It's just like some
just some stupid
so
white
thought
person.
It'd be funny. It wasn't. It happens all the time.
Yeah, no, but I think it is like the illusion shattering. She was like, this is so big that people need to know that sometimes you can go on trips and they won't be that fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna write that. I'm gonna write that article when I go to Japan.
Yeah, I'm gonna write an article.
This sucks. Nobody fucking talks to me, and I have no friends.
I mean, I do agree that like when people talk about like study abroad, like they don't go like consider it, carefully because you're going to be in another country for months while managing your school life.
They do say like you have to study abroad. It's the best part of your entire experience.
Which it's like, yeah, I don't think that's true. And I think it probably like, it doesn't always fit into your schedule either. So some people like don't get as many credits as they could otherwise.
It's also something where you have to know how to study abroad. And I think just saying like, oh, it's amazing, it's wonderful, and not saying like, here's like the things you should be doing like while you're out there, where it's like, try to find some people, know this much of the language. It's just kind of like, doesn't matter who you are, you need to study abroad. It's like some people, it's like if you say, hey, you should try like every day to go out and like try to meet people and also like try to like go to different locations. And if that sounds awful to them, then it's like, yeah, you probably shouldn't be studying abroad because it takes a lot of initiative.
I was bad at studying at home, so I don't know how I would possibly study abroad.
Oh, I was studying plenty abroad.
Oh,
every broad I saw.
Yeah.
Giving her a quick study session. Yeah.
Yeah.
With
quick
my
doing a quick abroad study
pop quiz.
You're telling that to like your roommate.
Pop quiz. Like, how big's my penis?
Hey, I call this one
pop quiz.
I call this one cultural immersion study.
Hey.
And you have sex with an
Please
Italian
go
girl.
Away.
They made it bad.
Oh yeah,
maybe
they like it. They
like it. Is there any place where you say that and they're like, yeah,
wow, this guy's so
cultural immersion. You crack me up
because you're a charming American.
Yeah, we are still actually abroad. I was just saying that we'd be in like Nebraska and we're like talking to chicks that we met.
Like, yeah, maybe Italian girls have different standards.
Yeah,
they're whores.
That is the one funny thing about studying abroad is every American guy, like no matter how like schlubby, like I look at myself and I'm like, I probably couldn't pull in like Italy, but every American guy's like, no, they love American guys over there, and I'm like, not me. Like they're not gonna be like, oh Jack, you're so cool. It's like I'm just a dude. Like they like supermodels. And that's, I think,
but maybe, I don't know. Maybe they don't.
Maybe it's just like you're different, so they like you because of.
I mean, I was joking earlier. I think the whole thing, like, oh, you're American, so they're gonna love you, is like corny.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that.
And I think what people are like being like, oh, I love like British people, you know, or like any sort of that shit. I think it's corny.
Yeah, well, it's like fetishization.
But I also think they're probably not like, I'm into like supermodel Americans. I think they're probably just, some of them are ugly and you could probably fuck them.
But maybe they're ugly in an Italian standard, so they're actually really fucking
Are you
hot.
saying
Bro,
that if
it's
I
not.
fly halfway across the world, there's ugly chicks that I could
Well,
fuck?
or maybe ones that are like more average. Like, I don't know. I'm saying you can pull the same way you pull here, you could probably pull there.
Yeah, which isn't like the land of milk
I
and
just
honey.
don't think you'd see like a
Buongiorno,
big
Bella.
I don't think you'd see a big change in either way.
Yeah, that's my whole thing is like people are like, oh, well, because it's a lot of like weird incel dudes who talk about like everywhere else. You just start like, you would just become like a ravenous monster who's super aggressive with women and they love it. And it's
Bet
like,
Italian pussy tastes like lasagna.
tastes like pasta.
It tastes like ice cream and
Ooh,
Gelato.
Gelato.
cold.
Ooh, gelato.
Ooh, gelato.
Ooh, gelato. Mamma mia.
Mamma mia.
Here they go again.
Girl, your pussy tastes like gelato.
Yeah.
I want a gelato your pussy.
That's what's gonna. I would love it if like we're talking about it's like, oh, what are you? I'm like, oh, I'm a little bit Polish, I'm a little bit Irish, and then it's like, what are you? It's like, I'm a little bit Italian, and then you just go on a regular date, and then you start saying like, oh, mamma mia. You start, oh,
Trying to lead into my
When
Italian
people
heritage.
ask what I am, I just tell them I'm a white people mutt.
yeah, that is kind of what I just described.
White man walking.
White man Hey, I'm a white man walking
man
here.
walk-
I'm white man walking here.
All right, you want me to pick a topic? Okay.
Yeah. I think I don't know if there's too many white men in one place walking.
So there's a lot of places like that.
What do we call it?
Call it a
Stampede.
white
I gotta
wave.
pull up this article.
What does it say?
Would you date a podcast bro?
Oh yeah.
It's making me subscribe to read the article though.
Oh,
No.
New York Times.
Oh, wait, is NYT? Yeah.
Yeah.
I pulled it up last
Why don't you just
time.
pay for it right now?
$1?
I really want to read
Let
that.
it
I can
air.
pull it up on my phone. I bet I got it. Did they give you free articles?
Yeah, they give you one free article,
Yeah,
and I think I used that the
I
first
think
time I
I'm
saw
probably chilling on free articles.
big New York Times reader over there.
that. There we go. Yeah, I think.
I just
Well, that
like
was
to do the
I saw the
crossword.
article, and I didn't actually like read down, but apparently it was like I saw it in some subreddit, and they were not kind to podcasters in this article.
No, they're not giving me a free one.
Oh damn it!
Rat fuckers.
How are they going to paywall this article that's made for us?
I know they made this article.
Our phones are connecting to the podcasting equipment it knows
Fuckers.
via secret Bluetooth.
How dare they?
Oh yeah, exactly. That's why they're trying to paywall it because they were not. They talked about. They talked about girls. They listened to. It was a study. I'm just gonna make up what this article is about. It was a study where they showed girls pictures of us. Then they're like, "Would you date this person?" And then they played an hour of our podcast. And then they were like, "Would you date them now?" And they're like,
All of them went back on their first answer, which was definitely yes.
Yeah, they would have said yes if they,
said
did.
yes.
I've
Who are
already
these
did have a
hunks?
podcast.
"Who are these? Who's this hunk explosion that you're showing me right now?" And then they're like, "Well, check
Who's that?
this out."
Who are those gorgeous boys?
I want to meet the girl that sees this and says no, but then hears the podcast. It's like, oh, wait a second.
I don't want to meet that girl.
Yeah, that is one of those people where it's like that is almost why I don't want. I don't know.
No. We don't have any female fans.
As more people we
Yeah.
personally know that we have a podcast, it makes me grow in anxiety.
Oh, I got it.
No.
You get one free article if you just sign in. So
Okay. All right. So we got the article.
here we go. Now we can really.
Now we can
what
see
it's
what it's
about.
actually
Now we can see
about.
what they said about us. Now we can see the individual anecdotes all the girls said
Wow.
once they heard our.
This is going to hurt my feelings.
No, it's
So this article
Just
opens
kidding, I don't care,
with
whores.
talking
I have a
about
girlfriend.
someone named Tazan Robertson who made a tweet that said, "My biggest mistake in life so far was dating a man with a podcast."
Oh, no.
Did they go into why that's such a bad thing?
She said their situationship was very embarrassing, but she continued to date him.
What did he do?
I don't know. She's still getting into it.
She can't.
I knew he had a podcast, but I had never listened to it. I was like, okay, I like this man. I'm already ignoring his social media presence. I'm just going to forget he has a podcast.
Bad move.
That depends on maybe this guy is not in the wrong.
One day he sent her a link to his show, inviting her to listen and share her thoughts.
Okay.
What she heard turned her off.
On his part.
It wasn't just the content of the man's podcast, but that he had one at all.
So
she like forgot, and then she was like, "Oh shit, this is real."
Like many other women, she associates the forum with a certain kind of man, one who is endlessly fascinated by his own opinions. Yep.
Oh yeah, baby.
Loves the sound of his own voice. Yep.
Uh-huh.
And isn't the least bit shy about offering unsolicited opinions on masculinity, sexuality, and women. All right. Well, I'd like to say that I don't bring up women so much as Jack.
That's why you brought me here.
I offer my take.
That's why you brought me on. So I can offer the
cutting,
opinions on the female
insight.
Persuasion.
Wait,
No, this has kind of got us pegged here.
but she's wrong though. But
she's wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
Many women have taken to social media to mock just that kind of programming and the men who make it.
I don't deserve your mockery.
Yeah, no, I feel like we have enough. I feel like they didn't listen to our podcast is the problem.
No, yeah.
The kind
I bet that guy's dumbass podcast talked about like football.
Yeah, that
and
probably
other gauge.
sucks. There's
Yeah,
probably,
bro. His was probably not like ours at all.
not
they
funny.
probably offered a lot of
They don't
different-
understand the way ours is different.
They probably offered a lot of unwarranted comments about masculinity and women, which our podcast stays away from.
If you had a podcast, what the fuck would you talk about, women? Oh yeah, that's right. Dumb fucking shit like guys.
I know what you fucking talk
and
about.
how you fail at being actors in New York.
You fucking harpies.
dude.
I know what you discuss
women
on your podcast.
fucking-
Women podcasts
You think
are
you're
far
alone?
Yeah,
That
dude.
1% is me. That 1% on your Spotify
Sorry,
analytics is
sorry, we rock. Sorry, we're fucking awesome.
Yeah, you think you're in a safe space talking your shit on your podcast. Turns out you're gonna have to make a
But
whole ass
I'd say
episode.
I think we gotta cut that back because we'll turn Jack into an incel for real.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely. I've cut back on. I'm just listening to.
I was on a
music now.
date in Chicago.
I'm off the women.
I'm on the
podcast.
women podcast.
I'm doing a bit better.
Oh
But I
my
wrote-
god! Listen to this. I was on a day in Chicago, and I said that I do digital strategy at first. He recalled an interview, so she kept pressing, and I was like, "Actually, I produce podcasts."
Wait, they
No.
interviewed the guy too.
Now maybe this is like a different guy.
Okay.
No, maybe it's because I lied and said I did digital strategy first, so she wasn't into it. But I also
Oh,
just think when
God.
she heard podcast, it was a cause of concern for her. Okay, they have mentioned this time that a lot of the backlash is like get a job. We at least have
we
jobs.
have a
Yeah, we all
real
got
job.
jobs.
We at least don't make money up.
Yeah, no, we make some.
Yeah, we didn't put it all on Brown.
Yeah,
We
no.
didn't put
I
all
mean,
around.
there are casinos in this town.
Yeah, it's true.
But
We could do that later.
That's still
We
possible.
should probably get to a clean 50 before we do that.
Sure. Why?
Well, we kept saying like, okay, we'll wait till 10 to cash out, and then we kept upping it, and now eventually we're gonna have a horde of anchor.
One
money.
day it'll have $1 million in there.
Look at Julie. That would be really funny if we actually started making money, but we won't pull it out because
Yeah.
we're like, maybe if we get another
Maybe
50.
We just don't know when we'll make that next 10.
Yeah.
Well, how much is it?
That's
it's only
true.
$10
We
to
just
pull out.
they have like $1 million in like an account asset. They're like,
All right, that was a very good article. I kind of skimmed through it just for the most embarrassing, soul-crushing parts, but
yeah. It
Wow.
could mean that you work this American life, or it could mean that you record a podcast with a bunch of your friends that talk about the latest week of football games or something like that, or worst, like misogynist stuff. He said. For her part, someone asked if she would ever date a man who does a podcast. She responded, "Absolutely not."
Absolutely.
Well, there you go.
So this is only one woman they interviewed.
I think
Yeah, they need to pull the room.
They discussed other women on TikTok sharing their disdain for men with podcasts.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just like hanging out with my boys and being funny.
I know. I think
So talking.
I think
about
the
shit.
problem is that there's like certain amounts of advice that guys will try to give on podcasts.
Yeah.
But most people who want to start a podcast, like ourselves, are really not qualified to give any
they don't.
life
We don't know
advice.
shit. We don't know
Exactly.
fuck all.
All they know is eat. All we know is eat hot chip and lie.
Eat hot chip.
So that's so we dedicated an entire podcast to just eating hot chip and lying to y'all.
There's a darkness inside me.
Oh, damn.
It makes me lie on the pod.
darkness?
Yeah, I
Say
do.
edgy thing.
Whenever you see that, whenever I see you lie, I'll just shake our head at Phineas.
Yeah.
That's
Say,
a
why'd you
sin.
do that?
You guys know there's a
That's
dark,
a sin, Phineas.
a second soul within me. that
You're lying
takes
to our
over.
guys.
You're sinful.
You're lying to our bricky boys over here.
Yeah.
That's bad, Phineas. Don't do that.
And then I separate.
I don't like these.
I
Take 'em
separate.
away from me.
They're all
One of
good.
them is like a good joke. I just don't know where to go from it.
No, they're
Which
all
one-
they're
which-
all
no,
just
show me. There was one that I thought was funny, but I just don't know. Family Guy's adult cocoa melon. Like I like that as a take, but I have nothing else to add.
I thought about that when I saw one of those. I was scrolling on TikTok.
Oh
and
yeah,
saw
I
one
mean
of those
like the
things.
TikTok.
I was like, this is just adult cocoa melon. Like there's nothing of value.
It's
to be
functioning the same way, where it's like you throw that on, and then like
Yeah.
little babies and kids just kind of watch it.
given. You put enough Family Guy
But
funny
if
clip
you're
compilation.
like an adult, some of them will just throw on the funny clip compilation.
Yeah, you just have you ever been to somebody's house and then they throw on Family Guy all Kanye East
I mean,
scenes,
for us, our adult
No.
cocoa melon is car crash compilations.
yeah,
which is so much better.
but at least those are educational.
Yeah,
You
it's
try to
made me a
avoid-
better driver.
You try to avoid shit like that because you've seen it before.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't want to talk about the fact that in church I learned that. So my pastor was chilling at and talking about like this one guy who like his son was like, I'm just gonna take my inheritance and buy a bunch of hookers, and then the son lost it all on hookers, and he's like, I should probably come back to the goat farm.
This
And so-
happened to him.
No, it's a Bible passage, but he was talking about how the dad ran out to greet his son, and he spent like 3 minutes, and he's like, actually, this is a very impactful scene because Jewish men did not run. That was seen as something that kids do and that women do, but men did not run.
What?
It was seen as a childish thing to do, and I
what?
was like, I was just thinking about that the whole time.
Is that why that guy had Heelys on in church?
That's why they couldn't run, so they just heeled around the
It's immature to run, so you got to heely around.
Yeah,
you gotta make that stuff glide.
But I was just like, so in like war, did they like walk up to each other or?
You asked this question,
No, yeah, I raised my hand during his sermon.
and what did he say?
Said, excuse me, and then he walked up to me slowly, and I got out of there because I knew he was. I knew he was
He's like
serious.
the It Follows monster.
Yeah.
Slowly walk away.
He's gonna come to this door and fucking beat our ass.
Yeah.
Not me. He's following
He's
you.
following you.
We're
not
gotta
gonna
fuck
fuck
us.
you.
No, I'm going to. I already
I'm
did.
going to fuck you.
You might have thought that something came out and into your ass very quickly, and you were like, "That's probably nothing."
I didn't think
It
that.
wasn't me. You didn't
It
think
didn't
that
happen.
because it was so big. I was- you know where that?
so big and
It
enveloped.
was so big, it put my body into shock, and I didn't feel the pain.
Yeah, I did. I saw you kind of Street Fighter dizzy situation. Over there. And I just punched you once.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
of course.
all right, let's
One of
continue the
those
pod.
kinds of situations.
Yeah, one of those whole deals. You guys see that awesome new bison?
What?
No.
There's a cool
M Bison.
there's a cool non-binary bison on that one thing, on that one
M Bison.
Netflix show
I have no
that my
idea
dad
what you're
showed to
talking
me like 8 or 9
What
times.
Netflix show? What?
There's some Netflix kid show where Fred, the non-binary bison, is explaining that they feel like a Fred, so you shouldn't call them a he or a she. And then my dad sent that clip to me like 8 or 9 times.
That's
Why
fine.
did
So
they
that's-
not make it a bisexual man who has a bison father he has to come over? He's a
Oh,
bison.
Yeah, they weren't that
They're
clever about it.
fools.
The
I'm
idea
way
of having
better.
like
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good. I mean, non-binary. I mean,
Like they're already going for.
There's
bit
like some
alliteration.
steps there, but yeah, no, it's not great.
What animals should have been non-binary instead?
It's like a frog.
Yeah.
let's see,
Frogs are non-binary.
let's see, canary maybe? A canary?
What?
The non-binary canary?
I guess if
thinking
you're
of
going for like the naming scheme.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm talking about like what works with like nature.
Jerry, the non-binary canary. That works. Or are you talking about like actual like things that transition? Well, so it's like most reptiles
Yeah.
Let's see, me, and then a giant.
You?
Well, yeah, because I can.
You're non-binary?
No, I can turn into different forms.
Oh.
You can. What forms can you turn into?
Let's see. There's Humongousaur.
That's awesome.
Is Ben 10 non-binary?
Is Ben?
Oh, this is a real
Yeah.
He's
transition here.
Yeah, I wasn't even trying to
11-ary because he's got his human form, and then 10 aliens. So then he's but then he gets the upgrade where he can be all sorts of aliens.
Oh yeah, he becomes the ultimate. He becomes the ultimate genders of those aliens.
Well, no, they're not genders; they're species.
I would like it if they called all the aliens genders.
Okay.
I said you're changing into a
like
Humongousaur gender.
I think your dad would like
I do
that
think
too.
he should be able to
He would
change.
burn down.
I do think he should be allowed to have control over the gender of the alien he transforms into.
Yeah, that would be.
That's an Omnitrix upgrade he never got.
That
would be really funny if like Asmodo or like Asimov, the little gray guy who made the Omnitrix, if he's like, why is all the DNA that you put into here a bunch of hot women aliens? And he's like, weren't you going to transform into all this stuff with the Omnitrix? And he's like, oh yeah, don't worry about that. That was just what I had around. I only had the diamond head with the huge tits.
Huge firm
I didn't want to
diamond
transform into the
tits.
diamond head with the huge tits, but like that was the DNA I had on hand.
Wow, that's a real shame.
Yeah, and the accelerate, and well, it's like going, its tits are bouncing.
yeah,
Whoa,
it'd be fucking
what?
awesome.
Yeah, if you think about
Can
it.
you think about how cool it would be?
That would be pretty cool. Oh, we're at 40. Still got 20 minutes left.
I think it's been pretty good so far.
Oh, it has. I'm just when we hit these things, I kind of,
Let's talk about the sexiest Ben 10 aliens.
Well, accelerates up.
Let's have a return to form here.
Yeah.
I can't even remember a lot of them.
None of them were very sexy. The Ben 10
No,
aliens, hot take,
They're not.
were not
Cannonball
sexy.
could hold you in his like arm.
No, he's like a big ball who's
Yeah,
fat.
but he's probably soft.
No,
he's probably
he's
the softest.
extremely hard.
Let's see, Cannonball.
Well, not the
Cannonball's
inside
pretty
of the roly in part. That's soft, right?
There was a
Is it all hard?
yeah, it's the inside part. It's like an armadillo. The inside part's probably soft.
I figure it's like an
Probably
armadillo.
not that soft though.
You don't know. He looks
But
like a bear.
It's not
Anyways,
like a
it's not
diamond
sexy.
person
It's
or
not
like
sexy.
a fire person who's gonna burn my dick off.
It's still not
yeah,
sexy.
no.
is
Well,
what I'm
like I know
saying.
that the forearms. We did see a female version.
Forearms,
of their
So
They're
Ben
really
10 is
sexiest
just coming
male.
up with names for these aliens when he transforms into them.
Like that's
they're not
their actual
called
names.
the species is not called Diamond Head.
No,
Yeah,
they're
they
not. They just
Or like Cannonbolt. I just feel like if Ben 10 was like, look, it's a Cannonbolt, they'd be like, whoa.
Are you
Whoa.
telling me? Are you telling me you wouldn't at least think about it? The fire chick?
No, she'll burn my dick off.
What? No, I like it.
Okay, so we'll table that one for
I
now.
like it.
Here's
Jack
the
is pulling up female Ben 10 aliens.
female accelerate.
No.
Well, it's kind of a
I don't like the I
I
don't
don't
know
like
what you
the
call
legs.
that type of like retrograde or
Oh, yeah.
postgrade. I don't know. There's some
I like the
for it.
tail a lot. I think there's
The tail,
options
you
there.
would.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Show us more sexy Ben 10.
There's definitely one of the the forearm women. They don't have her face; they just have her tits.
That's good.
But like
enough.
you can imagine a face on there, and like
Yeah.
I might be going for forearms, boys.
Yeah.
forearms. Well, because that's the most.
They're
normal
like very
one.
human.
It's just
like,
a big. It's just a big woman
They're
with
just
forearms.
red.
He got 4 pussies.
Probably
or 2
not.
pussies.
That looks like some chick with two.
Ooh.
Let me see the 2 pussy chick. Yeah, she might have 2 pussies.
She might.
She
If puss
could.
came to shove, she might have 2 pussies. Ooh,
What does that mean?
female
Push came
Vilgax.
to shove.
But just the body of female Vilgax.
No, Vilgax is gross.
Yeah, I want to do
Like
sexy
Lovecraftian
Vilgax.
alien thing, not a fan.
He's like Cthulhu
Okay, the
monster.
one that's like obvious, the one that's probably like number one is like the alien that technically Gwen is, the one Alexandrite or the
Gwen's an alien.
Gwen's technically she's like a 4th alien, but she has the ability to like turn into a pure energy being, and that's what this is.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
don't remember that.
And it's
I didn't watch
her-
that much.
and
I
I
thought
like
she
it.
was like a witch
She is, but she uses that as like her magical power.
Okay.
So that's like where that's coming from.
Turned into
It
an
gets explained, and I believe
device.
Alien
What
Force,
it did.
if not Ultimate Alien.
It stuck itself upon his wrist with secrets that it hid. Now
Yeah,
he's got
pussy
superpowers.
powers.
He's
no
a
ordinary
fucking
kid.
alien.
He's got tits.
He's got tits.
Yeah, what about Ben 10 with tits? You
No,
never
that's
sh-
what I was going to say. You know Ben 10,000, when he goes into the future?
Yeah.
And there's like the future version of him. It's just a chick. And he's like, what? And he's like, I could turn into any form I want.
You're trans, Ben. We're trans.
And we're trans.
No.
No.
Yeah, that's...
That's why you always were so into the Omnitrix. You like the idea of transforming,
Then Ben...
escaping your current body.
Yeah, but then Ben lashes out because Max takes him to drag queen story time. And he's like, this is stupid. And then he goes, that's like the crux of the episode, is that he goes and he's like, I hate drag
Max.
queens. And then he goes in the future and he's like, oh, wait. Maybe I hate them.
Max.
Ben, you don't
Who?
like
Max is-
alien battles. You don't like alien battles, Ben. You just have gender dysphoria. It's like, no.
That's why he's so into the Omnitrix. He's just like, oh, this transforming. It
I need
feels
to
cool.
upgrade my Omnitrix.
Yeah.
And then Ken 11 or whatever the hell his name is, 9/11.
9/11. 9/11, the famous Ben 10.
Kevin 9/11.
Kevin 9/11.
Yeah, he calls Ben a slur. It feels bad.
He would. That's what he would do.
He'd just be
Yeah.
like,
That's one of my favorite Ben 10 clips is where he's like, I love my car like I love my women.
yeah,
and
no,
Gwen-
you got to
or-
treat a car.
yeah,
you
you
got to
gotta
treat a
treat-
woman like you treat a car.
car.
And then Gwen's like,
What do you
I'm
mean by
listening.
that?
And then he says, no, I fear that I've made some sort of mistake. I feel as
Like,
though.
with how he treats his car, that's a compliment.
No, that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
He's like, you got to treat her right.
Yeah.
And like, that's, and he's like, the moment he said it though, Gwen was not on board. But yeah, that I do think Kevin Levin would definitely be like a,
He'd be,
What was his deal? Why was he all alien-y?
I think his dad was an alien.
But he was like every alien.
Well, he could absorb.
No, he can
things.
absorb like
So he absorbed like material,
material.
and then he
Oh,
absorbed
okay.
Ben's Omnitrix, and then got all of the alien DNA.
Oh wait, he did that? I don't what
Yeah,
that
there's
happened?
there's a couple of seasons where he's like the big bad, and
That's
he's
like
just
original
absorbed.
Ben 10, right?
Yeah, that's like original Ben 10,
But
and then he does
then
that.
he's a friend later.
Yeah, he's a
becomes
friend
a
later, but then
friend.
he absorbs it again in Ultimate Alien, and he can't control it, and then Ben has to try and kill him. And there's a really cool season opener where they're like, it's a trailer, and then Gwen's like, you told me you were gonna try to talk it out with him, and he's Ultimate Echo, and he's like, yeah, I lied, and then he tries to kill Kevin Levin. And as a kid, I was
Bad.
like, oh fuck, this is awesome. I love.
that goes kind of hard, yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, it does. You know it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Ultimate Brown Bricks podcast.
Is that season 3?
No, that's what we're doing right now.
We're transforming.
We've transformed into the Ultimate Brown Bricks podcast.
We've become
Before,
the best. We've become
we
the
all-
best our podcast can be.
Yeah, because we all transform into the Brown Bricks podcast when we press the
Ultimate
play.
podcast force.
I've actually set up the play button to be an Omnitrix, so I slap it down on my wrist. I'm like, you guys ready to pod? And then I slap it down.
Dude, I had a little Omnitrix toy when I was a kid. That shit was awesome.
Oh yeah, it is the coolest.
I was not a Ben 10 kid.
Yeah.
No, neither was I.
You lost out.
Yeah, I
I'm
never.
sorry.
You had no
I actually,
childhood.
what's Ben 10? I've never heard of it. I don't. I watched like
Okay,
sports.
well, I
mostly.
don't know where you're gonna go with this.
I watched like dirt bike things.
Well, yeah. I watched like MMA.
Yeah.
As a
As
kid,
a kid, I watched a lot of Joe Rogan.
Well, that's
I
fun.
watched Ben Shapiro.
Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
I was an alpha boy.
Yeah. No.
Giga Chad
But,
child.
but now I'm a soy man.
Giga child.
We discussed it a lot over the trip, especially on the pretty much the day after the pod, or like the day that we finished recording the podcast. We'll throw it out there because we already have, it's much treaded ground. But Ben RitTenhouse,
Oh yeah, Ben RitTenhouse.
yeah,
There's nothing else to it.
yeah, he instead of having an AR-15 or whatever has an Omnitrix.
Turns into Gigantosaurus.
Yeah, that's what I think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the name.
Guh. That's
The name-
exactly
the
what
name
you
is
think about
funny.
that.
Jack, they hate your censoring.
No, they hate that censoring because I was
hate it
censoring
too.
like all
You're
of the.
censoring too much.
Well, stop burping so much.
Yeah.
No, he was censoring all of our slurs.
Oh, yeah.
That one,
the
I was
slurs.
like, I was curious about it because I was like, okay, people say that if you talk about killing hookers in the first 5 minutes of your YouTube
Oh, yeah.
thing,
We
then
were
you're
talking about
not.
that.
Then like it really is like we're not going to show it. And that video did pretty well considering. And so
Yeah.
I was
yeah,
like,
just I
I'm
would
just
say
not gonna do
choose
it.
a different censoring
that's
method.
yeah, no,
That's
now,
all I'm suggesting.
What
I
was
was-
the censoring he was using? I haven't
It was
listened.
just the
But it was
Cali guy.
constant.
Oh,
because
people are
you guys-
getting annoyed at the Cali guy.
Yeah, because we were like, let's kill a hooker and then let's take her body and then fuck her sideways. And then it was like, oh,
don't
when
even-
did I say
I don't
that?
even remember that.
that was at the no. We were talking about how you need one hooker to kill and then you fuck the other one. And there's a lot of things in there that YouTube would not
Yeah, I
do.
think I probably said that. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was our cold open. So it was like I had to for that one, and that was one where it was like I really liked that episode, but on Spotify specifically, it was like oh, why is that in particular a lot lower than all the other views, huh? And then I listened back to it. I was like, let's try this for YouTube, and it like worked kind of, but it's
yeah.
it's one of those things that I'll probably not do again, and I'll probably just try to or just like remove the word.
I
We
think
went
the
on-
best form
we
of
went on
censoring
Anchor.
is silence.
Yeah.
We went on Anchor one time and there was a little thing at the top. It's like, have you read Spotify's new content guidelines?
We get that a lot.
We get, yeah, I think they're like, hey guys,
Hey, did you?
we're
did
a little
you read
curious
that
about what's going on
again?
over here.
We updated them for you. We gave you guys a special copy. Please read it. Please.
Please.
Please read.
Yeah, because they're also the thing where they're doing the whole Joe Rogan. And it's just like we're not gonna censor this
Yeah.
guy, and so they're doing that. But then they have like us, and even the guys who are like, we're not gonna censor Joe Rogan. They're like, please read our community guidelines,
But
please.
not all of you could be Joe Rogan, please.
Or no, but they at the moment that we
let's
get-
not say we're trying to be Joe Rogan.
yeah, no, we're trying to be something different. Then they're not. No one likes.
I'm actually very cool and have great opinions.
Yeah, and I'm not a hack fraud comedian like Joe.
Yeah, I'm actually awesome
Yeah,
and
there have been
not.
people who I like getting on Joe Rogan recently, and like Spotify just always recommends them to you, regardless of whether or not you're subscribed. And I'll always like watch like 5 minutes and be like, maybe it's fun. And like, before, like I was like, okay, Joe Rogan probably just has a couple of things where he's like, trans culture is so stupid, blah, blah, blah. And he's probably just like my dad where he says that a couple of times, and the rest of it's cool. But so many of his episodes now were like immediately they're like cancel culture, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you said this already. You
Yeah,
say
you
this
say
like
very
this every
happy.
fucking
I used to
episode.
get Joe Rogan recommendations on YouTube, like if I'd watch like Your Mom's House when I
Yeah.
was watching that.
Mhm.
And I'm very happy that I no longer get those on
Oh, yeah.
Spotify or YouTube or anything.
Yeah, on Spotify I still get them just because like they'll be like, oh, here's some podcasts we think you might like, and it's like girly podcast, Joe Rogan.
Did you see the new comedy club he's making?
I think
The
it's he's already
canceled
made it.
culture free comedy club where you have to
Can I say
not
the N
bring your
word?
phone in and you
We should just get up there and be like, we're
you
doing
can't-
something.
You're not allowed to heckle
Okay,
at all.
I've thought about this idea for a comedy bit, and I've been thinking about this for a while. And I sent in, whatever. But the comedy bit that I was thinking of is that we all go up there and we're like, you're trying to cancel us. We're trying to do something kind of a little bit avant-garde, and he's like, I want you to be a part of my comedy thing. And we go up there and we just try to make ourselves throw up. We just throw up into a bucket and then we leave. And it's
be
just
pretty
us
fun.
like trying to pull trig. It was actually really funny because I was feeling a little barfy. And there's this one podcast that I tried to get on that one time and be like, and say our biggest problem and then plug our podcast.
Sure, yeah.
They were like, oh yeah, we'll if you guys like send in this one, because they have like stingers for this one segment where it's like you like basically make song parodies for certain things, and it's
Okay.
and I was like, oh, like, and he was like, oh yeah, we'll shout you out if you make a good one and we'll put it on the show. And so I was like, cool, this is my chance. And I was just plastered when I was like thinking about that, and I was like in the throwy up mood, so I just put on Call Me Maybe and like tried to lip sync over Call Me Maybe while I was throwing up into the toilet. And it's a pretty good, if they don't use that for the next one, I will be really sad.
Did you do this?
I did it. Yeah.
When?
I did this when I
You
got
have
back from
that recording on your phone right now.
Yeah. No, it's I'll play it. I'll play it for you
What
guys.
the fuck?
But I sent it in and people
Wait,
seemed
when
like
did
it.
you do this?
I did it after it was like 3 a.m. and I got back from St. Patrick's Day. And so I was like
Okay.
gone.
Yeah.
Like I was like, but I was listening to it. I was like, I could do that. And then I was like, this will also be funny because
Wow.
I'm throwing up right now. And so I just decided to do that.
I want to
Great.
hear.
It's kind of long.
Okay.
Problem in the well, don't ask me, I'll never tell, because I want to stream it, and now you're in my way. You trade my soul for a problem, pennies and dimes for a problem. I wasn't looking for a problem, but now Dick's in my way. Your stare was holding rib, jean, seemed hot night, wind was blowing. Where you think you're going, and this is crazy. So vote on it.
That's very good.
At your problem.
Oh my god.
Here's my problem. So vote it up, maybe. And then I put the phone down.
I don't think they're gonna use that.
I think it's
Maybe. Maybe.
But you know what? I figured I'd share.
You know,
with you
I
guys.
feel like for that to fully come to its full potential, I needed to hear more of the puking.
Yeah,
I need you to be puking more violently.
I definitely did try to pull it away when that was happening. I just wanted to be like,
No, you needed the vomit sounds in there.
Mhm.
yeah, I needed
Really
to like
pull it
fully
together.
lav up myself and just get like the,
You need a lapel mic through
oh yeah,
in your mouth.
Let's get you to re-record that. For
oh yeah. But it's funny because
Let's
I
get
have
Jack
like,
fucking plastered.
I only got that's like a minute long, and then but my voice memo recording of that was like 6 minutes long because the rest of it was just me laying down on the ground and not turning off the song. So like auto plays the next song, and I was like, oh no. So I thought that was pretty good. Because the next morning I woke up and I was like, oh hell yeah. 'Cause
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
That was
the
Brad.
Brown Bricks podcast.
So you know what? If that doesn't come to fruition, I'll be really sad because I was wanting to plug the pod. I'm always looking out for angles.
Yeah. What's your greatest problem in the universe right now?
Biggest problem in the universe? Washing my hands with long sleeves.
That's so yeah. I mean, just roll your sleeves up a
No,
bit,
it sucks,
man.
but like you don't want to like roll.
Sometimes you
So
put
pull
the
'em back
soap
a
on
bit.
your hand before you think about it.
Yeah, and then you're
So
like,
now you
well,
got soap on your hand. You're like, well, I can't pull that sleeve up because my fingers have soap on them.
yeah, and then you try to do it and you get a little bit of soap on there. 'Cause
Yeah.
you do it with like one hand, but there's a little bit of soap on there, and then and then if you do it and you're like, it'll be fine. I'll just like try to do it like gently. You always get your sleeves wet, and it's like a little bit soapy wet. So when it dries, there's like it's like a different texture.
You know, people really hate that feeling. I'm not the biggest hater of it.
You're not a long sleeve.
I don't
guy.
like it.
I don't have like the true deep hate some people have for it, but I do find it very annoying.
Yeah, no, it's definitely the biggest problem in the universe. Yeah. Also, the one that they told me my problem was retarded and then turned off the thing.
It was like yellow highlighters.
It was yellow dry erase markers. So
Okay.
you know, like you put in, like I had a bunch of them. I was doing like a report or whatever, and I had a bunch of them in a room, and I was writing with them, and they're impossible to see. Which why do you make dry erase markers that are impossible to see, and you put them in the pack with all the other ones?
For the artistic among us.
And then they called me retarded. And then they told me I couldn't plug, or they just
oh,
then they.
I'm
Okay, what
jacking
do you
up.
think? What do you think the biggest problem in the universe is?
My biggest problem in the universe right now.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Let me think about it here first.
You don't have to answer that.
Why not?
You can if you want. I'm just saying you don't have to.
You're talking like a lawyer. Like you're saying, like, listen.
I'm his counsel here.
My biggest problem in the universe is people thinking that they don't need to have their IDs checked when they're old.
Yeah, it's a problem. I mean, it's more of like
it depends how old they.
yeah, you have to say it's the biggest problem in the universe, because even if it's you specific, you have to say it's such a big problem that literally no other problem.
This is
can
how-
possibly
Oh well, we're not doing that show. We're doing our own show. That's my biggest problem in the
my
universe.
biggest problem. Yeah, well, let's change the name.
Another problem. I'm very sleepy right now.
That's a problem.
That
You should get sleep
I
earlier.
I have been sleepy. I went to bed pretty early last night. Right when I got home.
Why are you so sleepy then? Probably because you
Because-
hit
You're
a
a
weed
baby.
pen when you
He's
got
a
up.
baby.
That's probably why I've been doing that every day.
That was weird when I came into here and you were patting him on the back because you knew he needed to throw up. But
Yeah, I was puking him.
yeah, you were puking.
You were
him.
puking me?
Yeah, like a
Yeah,
baby.
because you're a baby.
I haven't
You're
been.
tired.
I've been
Burping him.
taking it easy on
You're
the
like,
liquor
bop,
after
bop,
Vegas.
Yeah, because you're a baby and too much liquor will kill you.
Well, I don't know. I was just getting high
And
as shit
too
or
little.
drunk as shit every day for a week, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I gotta settle down.
No, it's definitely a detox kind of week for me. I feel like.
Yeah, I'm glad I went out to kind of like cap off, because like you don't want to spend the last night in like Vegas or whatever like getting drunk as shit, because you're like, we have to fly the next day and it's just going to be annoying. But like I kind of capped off the end with St. Patrick's Day to be like, this is
Sure.
this is the end of my week of debauchery, and then
I knew I was gonna have to work.
Yeah,
that
no,
day.
I was like, no.
oh yeah,
We didn't even get drunk like after work or nothing. Okay, happy Saint fuckers.
happy Saint fuckers. It's too late.
I'll see y'all on the flip side.
Oh hell yeah! Catch y'all later in this way past cool podcast. Oh wait, it's only like one. Do you think we have one more bit in us, or do you think that's
No, we definitely don't. We
Pull
have to
up the
discuss
nuts.
it.
Let's
We have to discuss
Pull
it.
up
back
the
to
nuts.
That's definitely
all
no.
right.
Pick one. Feel it in your soul.
VR cripple lol.
What does that mean?
There was
Why did you write lol?
there was an ad for like this. Oh wait, no, I download too many fucking pictures, but there was an ad for a cripple in VR.
An ad for a cripple.
Yeah, for
like
Meta.
an ad targeted at crippled.
Well, there was an ad with a guy with no legs in VR,
Is he
and
not
it was
allowed
like
to do
explore new
VR?
worlds. Well, I mean, clearly he is, but I just think it's funny, right?
Why do you think that's funny?
Because he's got no legs. He's got
What's funny about that?
he done got no legs. What's
He needs an Omnitrix.
yeah? What's
Would you spawn as an alien that had no legs?
I don't know. I don't know how the Omnitrix works. I didn't watch Ben 10.
what do you think about this?
It's okay.
I'd like
Okay,
to see.
cool.
That's weird.
I'd like to see.
It's just kind of a funny picture.
Okay, this is awesome, dude. This is really good.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad we're still recording.
Oh yeah. Just for this is like a little bonus episode for all of our listeners.
Yeah, we're gonna put this on the Patreon. I don't like that, Jack. I don't like that meme you showed me.
Yeah, what do you think we showed him?
Email us memes we won't like at brownbrickspodcast.
Or maybe we will.
Or maybe we
we'll like
will.
it, but most likely not.
Probably
or
won't.
perchance we might.
I don't even like
Ooh.
memes anymore. I'm post meme.
Ooh, maybe if you send us our riddles 3, we can solve it.
I'm post memes. I'm done with them
Your post memes?
Yeah.
How do you become post meme?
by being cool
By
and
being
based.
fucking awesome and rad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But memes are just like they're not even like really a thing.
I'm over them.
That's like saying you're
I'm
like
done with memes.
I'm over it.
that's like saying you're like post music. It's like
No,
it's
it's
a
not.
format.
No, it's
It's
not.
not
No, it's not.
necessarily a like there are like
No.
There are jokes that aren't memes.
it's like
Yeah.
being post color. It's just like I don't know.
I'm in my puns era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give us one.
I don't know any though.
Oh, okay. Well, he's only just started, so we can get him.
I'm a
puns.
beginner. I'm like a little fledgling. I'm a white belt in puns.
do you want to give it your best shot? Do you want
Let's
to
feel it out.
What
Yeah, do you want to give a real good pun?
What do
right
you
now?
call a shark with no teeth?
What?
A Swedish fish.
Yeah, that is pretty
Yeah, that
good.
doesn't. I don't know that scans.
Yeah, that's really good. Do you want to give it another try, big guy?
Nah, I'm just thinking of Swedish fish now.
What do you call a shark with lots of teeth?
Just a great white shark.
A sharp, because his teeth are sharp. Not very good.
What do you call a shark?
They already call a shark.
We're workshopping.
Yeah. This isn't the exact thing, but I did look up VR cripple, and I feel like there's plenty of good things there. Look at him go.
The guy sitting down in VR.
Oh, that's a chair. He's sitting in a funny.
Sitting in the funny chair. It's called a wheelchair.
Wait, what the fuck? He's sitting in the chair, and then in the VR, they also have him in the wheelchair.
That is kind of fucked up.
That's so mean.
But I guess it would be a little patronizing to have him walking around in VR when he knows he can't walk.
Well,
Would that be patronizing? I don't know.
Well, just don't show him the legs. Just be like,
I don't know what.
I don't know what he's doing in VR. I don't know what.
he was like,
I don't know what any of this. You've just like looked up pictures of people in wheelchairs wearing VR goggles, and you're like, "Can you believe this?" I'm like,
Look at this guy.
No, I'm saying like, I'm saying like he was in like he was in like Unreal 5. Mario in real life field, like Mario Hire This Man field, and he was just in there with a fucking wheelchair, and it's like just pretend like because they don't have legs in most of the VR things, so you don't have.
You want him jumping around like Mario?
I want to give him the option. I would be like,
maybe he had the option. Maybe he's like, like the wheelchair guy.
Maybe the wheelchair has like rockets strapped to it, and it can shoot. Guns.
That would be cool. Yeah. That would be cool.
You don't know what this wheelchair is capable of.
I'm kind of hoping
VR.
that it's.
I want a wheelchair that's built to lock onto fucking roller coaster tracks, so I can go around on the roller coaster on my wheelchair.
And you're like, but like you're going at like different times. You're like staggered off the roller coaster, but you're way slower. So you're like rolling the wheelchair as the roller coaster slowly comes.
No, I have rockets on it. It's powered.
Okay. So you're way faster.
I'm the same speed because otherwise I crash on the one ahead.
No, I was gonna say you actually, but like you can like control how fast the rockets are going. So you're like speed up. Like you're a person like behind.
I do it. I break into the amusement park after close and get free rides on my rocket roller wheelchair.
Wow.
Rocket roller.
I imagine if you have like no legs, compared to, there's people with wheelchairs that have legs, but I'm saying if you have no legs, you're probably too short to be on the roller coaster.
That's probably true.
Yeah, and then they laugh at you.
Who?
The people who work at the park.
The park employees would laugh at them.
Yeah,
that'd be mean.
Being in a wheelchair.
Let's end this fucking podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, guys.
Before I really start talking about
all right, let's
my real opinion.
Goodbye.
Guys, have you ever heard women do podcasts?
No.